You put the food outside thinking nothing strange will happen, just a handful of seeds, a small plate, maybe a feeder hanging from a branch. The backyard is quiet, the morning air is still. And for a moment, it feels like a simple act of kindness. Then, one bird lands, keeps its distance at first. It hops once, freezes, tilts its head, and looks at you with one sharp eye. You smile because it feels peaceful, harmless, almost magical. But then, the next morning, it comes back. By the third morning, it brings others. By the second week, they are already waiting before you arrive, and by day 30, one bird is sitting on the fence every morning, watching the door before you even touch the food. That is when the feeling changes, because the strangest part is not that they come back. It is what they start doing when they realize you are predictable. At first, you think you are feeding birds, but slowly, without noticing it, you become part of their world. You step outside at the same time each morning. The feeder swings lightly in the breeze. A few birds scatter from the fence. But they do not fly far. They land in the tree nearby, turn around, and watch you. Yesterday, they disappeared the moment you opened the door. Today, they wait 3 seconds longer. Tomorrow, one of them may not leave at all. And that small change means something, because birds live in a world of danger. Every shadow could be a hawk, every movement could be a cat, every human could be a threat. So when a wild bird starts changing its behavior around you, it is not random. It is measuring you. It is remembering. It is testing whether your presence means danger or food. Over 30 days, your backyard can become something completely different. Not just a place where birds eat, but a hidden network of signals, fear, memory, rivalry, and quiet intelligence. Because once food appears in the same place every day, your backyard stops being ordinary ground. It becomes a living intelligence network. The first bird that finds your food may look like an accident. You see it land on the ground, pause near the seeds, and jerk its head in quick little movements. It grabs one piece, flies away, then comes back again to you. It feels like luck. A bird happened to pass by, noticed the food, and decided to eat. But to the bird, this is not luck. Birds are always scanning. They notice small changes most humans ignore. A new plate on the ground, seeds scattered near a wall, a window opening at the same time every morning, a human walking away instead of chasing them. That first visitor is making a survival decision. It asks silent questions with every movement. Is there cover nearby? Can I escape? Is the human looking at me? Are there cats? Are other birds afraid? You may see a tiny creature taking breakfast, but inside that moment, a wild mind is calculating risk. Often, the first bird is the bold one, or the hungry one, or the experienced one that has survived long enough to know opportunity when it appears, and when it eats safely, it becomes proof. Other birds may be watching from leaves, wires, rooftops, or shadows, and when that first bird survives the test, your secret is no longer secret. By the third or fourth day, something shifts. You step outside with food, and before you even place it down, you hear movement in the bushes, a flutter, a small call. A bird lands on the fence as if it was already expecting you. This is the first moment that feels strange, because now the birds are not simply finding food, they are remembering where food appears. Many backyard birds have powerful memory. They remember places, routes, danger spots, safe branches, and repeated human behavior. They may not understand your intention the way another human would, but they can connect patterns. Same door, same time, same hand movement, same food. To you, it is a routine. To them, it is a signal. You notice they still fly away when you come close, but not as far as before. Yesterday, they vanished into the next yard. Today, they only move to the nearest tree. One bird stays on a branch, watching you place the food down. That does not mean it trusts you completely. It means its fear is being edited by experience. Every harmless morning changes the calculation a little. The bird is learning one simple rule. This giant creature has appeared again, and I am still alive. But memory does something dangerous. It turns a feeding spot into a habit. Then one morning, you notice a bird that does not behave like the others. It is not rushing toward the food. It is not fighting. It is not calling loudly. It is just sitting there on the fence, on the roof, on a wire, still as a small statue, and it is watching you. This is the moment when feeding birds begins to feel personal. You open the door, And the bird's head turns, one eye catches you, then it tilts its head, and the other eye studies you from a new angle. It almost feels like recognition. In many birds, side vision is incredibly important. When a bird turns its head, it may not be confused or cute, it may be looking with precision. It is trying to understand distance, movement, and threat. The watcher is not being friendly in the human sense. It is gathering information. It has learned that your appearance often comes before food, but your body is still huge. Your hands still move, your steps still shake the ground. You are useful, but dangerous. So the bird waits. It watches before eating. It studies before trusting. And sometimes other birds seem to wait for its decision. And once one bird starts watching, the others begin listening. After enough days, the backyard begins to feel alive before you even see the birds. You hear a sharp call from somewhere above you, then another. A wing flickers through the corner of your eye. A bird lands near the feeder, and suddenly, as if pulled by invisible strings, more birds appear. One from the tree. Two from the wall. Another from the roof. You stand there wondering how they all knew, but birds are not living in silence. They are surrounded by signals, calls, pasture, flight direction, panic, stillness, and movement all carry meaning. One bird finding food can attract attention without meaning to. Its excitement, landing pattern, or repeated return may tell others that something has changed. Sometimes a call warns of danger, sometimes it keeps contact, sometimes it simply reveals location. But when feeding happens again and again, your backyard becomes a place birds monitor more closely. They learn not only from you, but from each other. This is social learning. One bird tests the ground, another watches, a third follows soon. The feeding place is no longer just a secret between you and one bird, it is information moving through the yard, and you begin to realize the birds are not separate visitors, they are a network. But the more birds arrive, the less peaceful the feeding becomes, from a human distance. Feeding birds looks gentle, soft wings, morning light, tiny feet on wood. A peaceful scene outside your window, but move closer in your mind, and the picture changes. For the birds, food is not decoration, food is survival, and when survival gathers in one place, conflict follows. You begin to notice it. One bird chases another away. A larger bird lands in the middle, and suddenly the smaller ones retreat to the edges, some darting quickly, steal a seed, and escape before being noticed. Others wait on nearby branches, watching for a gap. The feeder has become a stage, and every bird has a role. The bold ones push forward, the nervous ones circle, the dominant ones claim space. The younger or smaller ones take risks only when the crowd breaks. You may feel a strange guilt. You wanted to help. You wanted to offer kindness, but now your kindness has created pressure. That does not mean feeding is bad. It means nature is never as simple as it looks. A gift to one bird can become a challenge to another. And in that crowded little arena, you begin to see hidden personalities emerge. And then comes the moment that feels almost personal. One bird stops running from you. At the beginning, every bird had an invisible line. When you crossed it, they flew. Maybe the line was 10 meters. Maybe it was the moment your hand touched the door. Maybe it was the sound of your footsteps on the ground. But after days of repeated feeding, that line begins to move. You step outside, and the birds still react. Their bodies tighten, their heads lift, their wings are ready. But instead of vanishing, one bird stays. Then it hops closer. Stops. Looks at you, hops again. You stand still, barely breathing, because you understand that something delicate is happening. This is not friendship in the way humans imagine it. This is not a wild bird becoming a pet. It is a wild creature adjusting its fear because hunger, memory, and experience are all pulling in different directions. The bird is thinking in survival terms. The human is close, but the human has not attacked. The food is valuable. Escape is still possible. The tree is nearby. So it takes the risk. One seed. Then another, and suddenly you feel chosen. But the truth is even more fascinating. The bird is not becoming less wild. It is becoming a better judge of you. The closer they come, the more you realize they are not becoming less wild. They are becoming better judges of Yabi. The third week, the feeding place may become part of the bird's daily route. You notice timing now. One bird arrives first almost every morning. Another only appears after the crowd has left, A nervous one waits in the same bush, a bold one lands near your feet. But only when you are still. Some come in pairs, some seem to vanish for days and return like nothing happened. The backyard is no longer random, it has rhythm. Birds live by maps you cannot see, not paper maps, but memory maps made of food, water, shelter, danger, sunlight, safe branches, nesting areas, and escape paths. Every day they move through these invisible routes, adjusting them when the world changes. And now, because of your feeding, your backyard has become one point on that map. But the deeper realization is this: you are on the map to dot your door, your footsteps, your schedule, your shape at the window. Even the way you move your hands may become part of what they remember. You thought you were watching nature from the outside, but nature has quietly included you. You are no longer just the observer. You are a signal, but every pattern has a shadow, and predators can learn routines to dot. Then one day, the yard goes quiet. The food is there, the morning is calm, the feeder is full, but no birds come. At first, you wait. Maybe they are late. Maybe the weather changed. Maybe they found food somewhere else. Then you notice the silence feels to complete. No fluttering, no calls, no movement in the bush. And then you see it, a cat near the wall, a shape under the hedge, a hawk's shadow sliding across the ground. Something has entered the system. This is the hidden cost of predictability. When birds gather in the same place again and again, they are not the only ones that can learn the pattern. Predators can learn too. Cats, larger birds, rodents, and other opportunists may begin to notice where life gathers. Birds understand this quickly. A feeding place can turn from safe to dangerous in seconds. The same yard that was noisy yesterday can become silent today, because one warning signal has passed through the air. Sometimes silence is the loudest alarm. This is where your role becomes serious. Clean food matters, safe placement matters, cover matters, distance from hiding predators matters, because kindness without awareness can create danger. And on day 30, the biggest revelation is not about the birds, it is about what they have revealed in you. After 30 days, you step outside again. Same door, same yard, same morning light, but nothing feels the same. The fence is no longer just a fence, it is a lookout post. The tree is no longer just a tree, it is shelter, warning, tower, meeting place, escape route. The feeder is not just a feeder, it is memory, risk, competition, and trust hanging in plain sight. And the birds are no longer background creatures, they are watchers. Messengers. Survivors. Tiny minds wrapped in feathers, making decisions faster than you can understand. They remember where food appears. They notice when you change your routine. They test how close they can come. They warn each other. They compete, adapt, hesitate, return, and sometimes stare at you as if they know more than they should. Maybe they do not trust you completely. Maybe they never will. But for a brief moment, your world and their world overlap. And that is what makes it powerful. Because feeding backyard birds for 30 days does not just teach birds where to find food. It teaches you that intelligence has been around you all along, hidden in small movements and sudden silences. Maybe your backyard was never quiet. Maybe you simply had not learned how to listen. So tell me in the comments, have birds ever started arriving before you fed them? Or has one ever looked at you like it recognized you?